And we're live. Probably.
Cool. Yeah.
Let me
Excellent.
check YouTube. How's it going, Brian?
I'm good, man. I feel like I told you offline. I've been waking up at like 2 to 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So like by the time I hit like 7 a.m., I've already done like a full day's worth of work.
Hmm.
This is like not intentional. This is more of I just wake up super jazzed and thinking about the next thing. So I'm just
Yep.
like, oh, let me go and just take a crack at it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
that's what I've been at.
the next thing is right around the corner for you. It seems like, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Which is actually, I think I'm gonna update my LinkedIn and just say I'm like started stealth.
Oh, there we
Like
go.
at this point, it just makes sense to say I started a new job. So let me do it
Yeah.
live on the air.
I love it. Live LinkedIn updates for all to
Yeah,
see.
somebody asked me. I think someone was like, "Oh, did you announce your thing?" Because they were talking to somebody about it, and I was like, "God, actually, I haven't even thought about it. Like, I haven't even like thought to like, oh yeah, I should like announce this and do like a whole like story." Um,
Yeah.
which I guess I should do at least that, which is like mention that I work at a stealth company.
Right. I had a very
Uh,
funny thing happened when I put stealth and somebody was like, "What is this company that you work that has like 3,000 people that work here? Like you're the CTO of it?" It's like, nah,
yeah.
that's just where people parking lot.
Are you at stealth or stealth startup?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I'm at stealth. I didn't know there were two.
I didn't know either. I'm just like looking at the drop down now and
I
figured out. I'll look at John McBride on LinkedIn.
Yeah, just stealth. Nothing else I can
Okay,
see.
cool. Yeah, I'm joining stealth right now as well.
Nice, nice. Congratulations, you did it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What a ride.
What a ride.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, very cool. So I'm gonna add a description and say working with John McBride on something.
Oh, that's spicy. I'm here for it.
Cool. So let's the did I find my job on LinkedIn? That's the that's not the case.
How did
Cool.
it?
And
This is funny. How did we get connected? It was a Twitter space, wasn't it?
yeah,
When they were doing those.
yeah. I had been following you for a bit. So we had been hosted at GitHub. We hosted the GitHub README podcast,
Hmm.
and I was specifically looking for like open source maintainers. And I think you were on a short list of folks that were maintaining software. I also found you through I think you were active on TikTok at the moment. So
Yeah.
I found you on TikTok first. That's where I found you originally. And then I looked up, oh, you actually did some real code because back in like 2020, 2021, like it was like hit or miss on TikTok. It was mostly like college
Right.
students,
Right.
like basically on there. And yeah, so like my job has always been like, let me just know who's around.
The who's
Um,
who. Yeah.
but yeah, you were on a short list. And then eventually I reached out to you for a Twitter space, which I don't know if you did. Did you do a Twitter space with OpenSauce or GitHub?
It was. I think it was one of those kind of random GitHub ones. But it was such a funny space at the time because it was like you'd hear whisperings of these things happening, or like Danny was gonna do one, and those ones always popped off, right? So then you'd like be
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta show up to this, and then I can like get on the stage and stuff. It was a very fun, exciting time, and that form of social media is dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I definitely, I get way more like local Oakland, like food TikToks. And maybe
Hmm.
that's like, that aligns with my interest. Um, but yeah, it feels as if like that world's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and sorry, I'm gonna like send you. I just got an update on a conversation we were having before we jumped online. So I'll just drop a screenshot of the text message I got. Um,
Exciting
but
stuff. You
yeah,
saw it here
exciting.
first, live people.
Yeah, this
Let
is
me make sure I'm on do not disturb before you send it. Okay, we're good. We're good.
inside baseball.
Yep. Yep.
Um, but yeah. So that's where we got connected, like through the TikTok, and then eventually like a Twitter space. And then
Hmm.
I think you had saw I worked at Open Source, and you pinged me of like you'd be interested in new roles. Like, oh wow, that's crazy because like we're interested in new people joining the company.
Yeah.
Um, so and then that's the rest of the story, as they say.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, very cool. Um, let me see. Oh, sorry, folks. We do this open source ready live. We actually never really introduced, but John and I host a podcast, and as an effort to one have more content that goes out in our newsletter, we're doing a live stream every week on a Thursday. Podcast is every other week on Thursdays. So I think we had a podcast go out last week.
Yep.
Did we have one else last week? I'm like
We did.
really behind on Rick reviewing this podcast, so I appreciate you reviewing them and approving them.
It is funny because we do these kind of sprints where we'll record a butt ton of them. Yeah, this was with DLT Hub people and talking about Python ecosystem of tooling as well as like DuckDB. That was a great conversation. That was kind of one of the bigger multiplayer podcasts we did, but it was a good combo.
Yeah, and yeah, so we did that, and then so I'm going to open up some tabs too as well, so sure. Folks who are watching can see my notes. But yeah, open source ready. Podcast, HeavyBit. Cool. Yeah, appreciate HeavyBit for hosting the podcast for us, and yeah, just pulling it up. Developer first, data engineering. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm showing. Cool. I realized my video just like popped away, but yeah, I found it again. Nice. Cool. Yeah, so that was a podcast. We have this thing we call reads. So we usually end with reads on the podcast. So open source ready live, we basically just talk through reads. So John, I would ask you, are you ready to read?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good a good way that most of our guests respond.
Yeah. I still think my favorite was it Mitchell Hashimoto being like, I can read.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. Yeah, that was a good clip. But yeah, I have a read. I'll jump in first, which is Pete Steinberger, who is famous from the Claw, the multi-bots, the quad bots, which I guess we're not allowed to say that out loud anymore. It's kind of like the Super Bowl. You can't say quad yep. in your app. Which, to be fair, you can't say you can't call yourself like the GitHub, like if I was making a new startup of GitHub AI, I couldn't use GitHub in there because that's technically trademark. But I could say like I'm AI Hub. But anyway, long story. So Pete. Peter, rather, I should call him Pete. Like we're so friendly. So Peter basically, what a wild turn. In the last month, he announced OpenClaw. OpenClaw got like 100,000 stars in like a week. It's at 200,010 at this point. And he sort of surprised everyone last week when he was like complaining about, he was pretty public complaining about the spam bots in the OpenClaw repo and how AI is kind of like ruining the fun. And then the next week he announced, or basically what was it, last Monday or this Monday, he announced that he's joining. Actually, I'll just like take a look. He tweets a lot, so I probably won't be able to find his announcement. But yeah, he's joining OpenAI.
Yeah. Sam Ullman had one too about this. What did he say? This was a little more like wax poetic on like, I have it up on my screen. He said Peter Steinberg is joining OpenAI to drive the next generation of personal agents. He's a genius with a lot of amazing ideas about the future of very smart agents interacting with each other, do very useful things for people. And it's funny to me because it is kind of a veiled, and this was my pick, was a bunch of the stuff around Anthropic and the vibes changing even in just the last few days with like terms of service and people not being able to use Claude Pro and Pro Max OAuth tokens with the Claude bot. Like you probably could get banned apparently. And there's some AI lab drama going on and this is part of it.
Yeah, and this is kind of leaning into like the post that I was gonna point to next. I basically all these reads are basically the same thing. So Ryan Carson also mentioned he's just gonna say out loud that it's frustrating that Anthropic is this terrible at DevRel, which is like, man, what a gut punch. That like he even like sort of like calls out Greg Brockman and whoever this person is, ex-founder. Yeah, okay.
Right.
But yeah, basically, actually even worse, like the actual DevRel team is here too as well, which is quite a gut punch. But
Yeah.
they're going through like a different. So I guess like these two reads are really coincided because OpenAI basically undercut like even an code journey of like when they got sort of undercut about the SDK and using Quad Code subscription tokens inside of OpenCode.
Right.
OpenAI was just like, oh, use Codex, and they got to set up like in a day. And I think between like that, them shutting them down, and then Codex, like Anthropic did reverse course. But the sort of a kimono was open at that point where like everybody sort of like this like rushed in, which kimono was like bad analogy or yeah. Anyway, I'll take that one back. But what I'm getting at is Codex is now having a bit of a moment with the 5.3. I actually was just using this morning. It's really good. The benchmarks are actually really good on Codex versus 4.6,
Yep.
Opus 4.6. But going back to this, like every single announcement of like whether the SDK can be leveraged or you should be using the SDK or you can use Quad Code inside of something else. I will actually just jump into the replies of this because I think Tariq jumped in here. Maybe he deleted his reply.
Oh, I see it. Where he says, "How can I help?"
Yeah. So he basically is just playing air traffic controlling on like pretty much every single one of these tweets, where he's just like there's like a lot of confusion and back and forth on like what is clear. And I think what most people are kind of just reading between the lines, which is, I'm just gonna like this is the one tweet that's still here.
Yeah.
But this is like reading between the lines that Anthropic is probably trying to sort of like claw back some of this like free and open access. And the understanding right now is that the free lunch is going to be no longer free eventually. I think if you read lines.
Well, we even had something today where part of a little bit of a tool that we built in TapesDeck, tapes.dev, go check it out. Has some like where you can look at the cost, of all those conversation turns are going back and forth, and a few of yours were like $300, and my knee-jerk reaction was just like, there's no way, like how? And then like I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like you don't realize how expensive each of those conversation turns. And sure, they could say like Opus 4.6, $5, 1 million tokens input, $25, 100 million. I keep saying 100 million. 1 million output.
I'll take 100 million.
100 million tokens. There you go. Just imagine. But like some of my one shot open code, and you see this in open code, hits like 200,000 tokens, like basically right away, right? So what is that? That's like $2 right there, probably more, $5 just on one session. So if you're going with this thing constantly, right? And you had a good post about this too this week about the hidden cost of Quad Code?
Yeah, that is a post, and it's this
That
one.
is a post you made, yeah.
Yeah, so it was actually I was on the back of this LinkedIn post, which I discovered I can embed LinkedIn in Astro, so pretty nice. Oh, and like that's weird. It actually doesn't even open up the post that I click through. So what am I doing? How do I click? It's gonna go to me. Well, anyway, if I like it, then it would open it up. Okay, yeah. Interesting LinkedIn. Like way to do
some good platforms, yeah.
Now it's gonna take forever to load. There we go. Yeah, so basically I started doing some tracking of the numbers inside of our TapesDeck. I actually gave a little demo of TapesDeck last week on this stream. So this is it. And I actually even cleaned this up where you can actually Claude kind of breaks up sessions weirdly. So like I grouped them in a way that you can actually see all the session data in one. So like this one session is actually $300, and I think that's what you were alluding to. Like my top sessions were like all $300. There's some that I hit 1 million tokens in. Those are the ones where I like some deep thinking and like research, and I just sort of let it rip.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty fascinating. Like one, Opus 4.6 is super expensive. Like it's not even close. Like you look at these numbers and like I thought that Opus, well, everything's 4.6 now. So Sonnet 4.6, Haiku 4.5. I'm not sure if it has 4.6 yet.
Right.
But it doesn't route like I'm not sure because I'm on the Max plan. I went to Max just recently. It's not routing down to something dumber. It's constantly always using 4.6 until
Yeah.
it complains that I've used all my 4.6 sessions, and then I go into overages. So I did spend $7 outside my Max plan um, to like basically keep working. But this number here is like it's the true number, and hopefully it's like off by a couple $100, but like hopefully it's pretty accurate. I was going to do some more digging in to see how accurate it is.
Yeah.
But $3,000, I'm paying $200 a month, but I'm spending $3,000 worth of tokens. Which, at what point does that like uh, does that allude to? And I realize I'm pointing this out, but I'm not sure if you see any of this, but you see the post.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, at what point does the rug get pulled? And like, is it IPO? And that's what the blog post was about. Like,
Yeah.
is it at the point where they have IPO'd in Q4 this year before OpenAI? Because like there's a bit of an arms race happening right now.
Yeah.
And I'd be very curious what ends up happening. So I'm actually preparing to use Codex. I've been using GLM as well. I've been using Kimi too, not full time, but more of like trying to figure out where the edge cases are. And like GLM and Kimi 2 both I can't count on for deep work.
Yeah.
They still cut corners. They do weird stuff. They write like not idiomatic Go code. Like it's just like a lot of stuff that's just like I can't trust it to
Right.
let it rip.
Right.
But probably pretty good if I was in IDE and was watching
Right.
it.
Right.
Those are really good options.
My question, oh man, and this I gave a talk around this time last year for it was the O'Reilly AI infra like day or something. And a couple people were giving some talks, and it was interesting because it was a lot on like the cost to like that scale. And my talk was basically about like what decision point do you make where you actually go and like build infra to like actual hardware to do this. And I keep asking myself the question like, at what point do I just like have a stack of GPUs? Sure, the upfront cost would probably be somewhere between like $5,000 and $10,000, but that is, which is honestly insane. I mean, just today, like that's crazy. That's crazy money. But still, if you're gonna end up spending $3,000 a month on inference, and that's the true cost of inference, and eventually that cost is gonna flow back to you, then what is that? It's like $30,000 a year, plus or
Yeah.
minus, right?
Yeah, and I guess maybe that's the bet they're making is that if you get that, if you're spending, that was I've only been recording this for 2 weeks, so like
Mm-hmm.
in 2 weeks I've spent like $3,000 to $4,000. Um, I guess I would pay twice that amount if I had a full time engineer like working with me, at least out here in San Francisco.
Sure.
So, and even that's on the cheap side. So I guess you're still getting the cost of an engineer, pretty much in the U.S. Um, so maybe that's where the value add is like realistically you're going to end up paying more. Like I took an Uber home that was like $53
Sure.
to go like maybe 8 miles from like the Mission to Oakland, and I do remember a time when it cost me like $16 to get home, especially
Yeah.
like after 10. Like I can be home like so quick because I'm like door to door, freeway to freeway,
Mm-hmm.
um, usually pretty easy. But now I'm like guaranteed $50 or at best if I'm downtown $30.
Right.
And that's like a weird hours, like when nothing's happening. So I do think the what's interesting is Anthropic introduced overages. Um, I'll say this to Anthropic if you want to like claw back some DevRel vibes. Nights and weekends should be free.
Yeah.
Like let's no overages on like after 10 p.m. in your time zone. And I think that would actually go over really well. And it would actually be really nice because then like a lot of the work I'm doing is like late at night. So like if it's a server that I'm hitting to get my inference and like everyone else is sleeping, like I would time box all my stuff as I mentioned when we jumped on, like between 3 and 7 a.m. Like I'd
Yeah.
get all my work done at that
I'm
point.
I'm looking this up now. So this is that extra usage for paid Claude plans. I didn't
Yeah.
realize this was a thing.
Oh yeah, it's new.
Oh boy. Woof. I mean, I get it. Like I get again that they have to like, you're gonna IPO, you gotta make the books look. You gotta not cook the books, but at least make the red green look a little better, right? Um,
Yeah.
and those GPUs, oof, that is a depreciating asset. So I'm sure the books are a little red right now.
Yeah. Are H200s out yet? Or is that still a
Um,
dream in
I
Jensen's
th-
eye.
I think they're out and about, but they I don't think they've been racked. Like again, like where do you put these? If you go
Yeah,
and acquire tens of thousands of GPUs, but you don't have the rack space to put them anywhere, let alone the liquid cooling and all that water and the electricity. And
yeah,
here we are in the great data center build out, right?
yeah. It's I mean, it's coming. Like
Yep.
we're sort of marching down with all these like humanoid robots, like ready to pipe into our GPUs and like I guess drive our cars and like everything else that's coming along for the ride. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, wild times.
Well, here's my question for you that I would love your kind of hot take. So, and maybe maybe I could steel man the Anthropic side, and you can give me the other side. So, like, I can have empathy that, like, obviously they're trying to, you know, circle the square or whatever on the API because, like, sure, Claude Code wasn't even really a product they were planning to sell until their developers internally were using it, and then it kind of got away from them. Um, Kind of the same thing happened with MCP, I think, actually, where like it was
Yeah.
this thing that people just started using, and all of a sudden it's like a thing, and they weren't quite ready to productize it. Um, Maybe it seems like they're doing some like catch up. So, Brian, you're running open source at Anthropic. You're running DevRel at Anthropic. You mentioned the like nights and weekends free, like hackers go for it. What do you do? What is your plan?
Yeah, yeah. I am probably so they actually this is probably the same plan they did last week of the year, last year where they had like unlimited usage for Claude Code last week of the year,
Hmm.
and actually sparked a lot of growth and a lot of excitement for Claude and like whatever model 4.5 or whatever was out at that point.
Right.
So like I'm probably creating an entire ecosystem or like sort of cabal of people who I start with probably 100 people and I'm saying you get access, nights and weekends are free, and we basically let them use it for the next like 1 to 2 months,
Hmm.
craft a bunch of stories, use your awkward ability to make podcasts about your product launches because like I think
Right.
Anthropic's videos are always awkward.
Sure.
OpenAI is not good either. They're just awkward people to like have on video. Um, but interview your users of like what they've been doing and how they've been hacking and like how this is like leveled up their code.
Yeah.
Leverage that to then announce that okay, nights and weekends are free for people who are on max. So not only do you the goal is like you're gonna already crush through a bunch of stuff because you're a cracked engineer and you're like you know what you're doing, you're gonna get everything done.
Hmm.
So you build like an entire persona of folks who actually leverage this. And then it helps like one, you've got a bunch of all these like Gen Z or whatever the alpha folks coming up next that are coming out of college or high school rather. Like these are folks who are that want to be involved and have a story and get access to free and like it's like how you combat against like when I was in college, like Adobe, you get all these like free licenses or
Oh
cracked
yeah.
licenses
Yeah.
uh, to like using Adobe products, and they didn't. I don't know if they actually did anything to like combat that other than make Creative Cloud awful. Um, but I guess
Yeah.
what I'm getting at is like I probably would just build an entire persona of like these indie hackers and like these like cracked engineers who are leveraging Claude Code to do X Y Z, build a bunch of stories, put all the content out there, and then ride that wave into your IPO. So like claw back the goodwill, but then all these like YC founders who are already spending every night like working, like they work at night when they have like free access because they're part of the plan. Um, and then
Yeah.
during the day, they just do all their meetings and demos and everything else that they do, or use Codex, whatever. But I think you could do a good job of like saying, yeah, we'll give you free access, and like we're not gonna like nickel and dime you. And I imagine they couldn't do all night. It'd probably be like
Right.
between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. or something. So it's like
Right. Right.
an awkward time. So you're basically building your entire startup life cycle around that. But honestly, I think they do pretty good doing that, and I think they
Yeah.
should do that.
Yeah. Interesting. This reminds me of something, and I'm going to go here on my screen, that Dax said just a day or two ago on kind of this idea that, like, inference providers, OpenAI, Anthropic, etc., are not too dissimilar from, like, how electricity, yeah, this one, we want tokens to be as cheap as possible. It should be a terrible low margin business that is only worth doing at huge scale, like electricity. Um, and I think it's so fascinating because like that's putting it kind of in the almost realm of like a utility that should be like more publicly available and accessible. like electrical companies will do this, where maybe there's like I don't know what they call them, like brownout hours or something, where it's like
Yeah.
don't have your AC running at this time, crank it at this time, or it's much cheaper in the middle of the night if you're turning all your lights on for some reason. Not too dissimilar as like a utility, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's this actually became a thing, a big problem during the pandemic, especially at PGE, because everyone would work from home. You would normally have like off peak hours, basically. So like
Yeah,
nine to five, you're expected that you're gonna be at work, and everything flipped. Where now
yeah,
like I've got these lights on, I've got this machine going, I've got another machine that I have in standby mode right now, with my GPUs in it,
yeah.
and like I'm here like using electricity. So I think it's the same sense of like everything flips, and then now it's like the off peak hours tend to be after. Like actually, the off peak hours are basically at night at this point because
Yeah.
everyone's at home. Um, but then like I have an electric car, so I don't charge my car until 12 a.m. and it's like on a timer because those are now the
Uh,
off peak hours.
uh,
Because 12 to 7 a.m. basically, or 12 to 8 a.m. I think is the off peak
yeah,
hours.
man.
Yeah, it's
What are people doing? They're cranking energy at midnight. Wow.
yeah, I mean that's the one time you'll get a little bit of a discount
Yep.
if
Yep.
you're sort of budgeting. Uh, yeah, it's wild. Like I guess like we have careers that we don't have to think about like whether the air is like on 68 or 65 or whatever, or
Yeah.
heat
Yeah.
rather. Um,
I did.
but
We did when we moved into this place because it's like basically an attic, and it has central air, but it just doesn't work because there's no
yeah,
circulation. So the first yeah, that first summer was just kind of insane. So we chose to be hot instead.
man,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Connecticut, no, it's not a coastal city, so you ain't not really getting much of a breeze.
It's on the coast.
Oh, it is.
It just gets humid. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't even know. I should probably look at it on the map. I guess Connecticut is on the coast. It's like
Yeah.
next to New York.
It's
Okay.
a yeah. I mean, like the Long Island is still to the east, but we have that whole like sound, and then the rest of the Pacific, I guess. Connecticut, what a place. But yeah, did you have any other reads? That was a good discussion.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I actually have. I'll actually comb through my bookmarks.
Nice.
Um, and then I actually wanted to show a quick demo too as well.
Sure. I'll give a quick one that probably breeze through this for the non-technical ish audience, but I thought this was really a cool thing. I gotta find it. It was a Michael Steinberg. Was it Michael Steinberg? Oh gosh, now I have to find it. Please hold. It was his post about Nix micro VMs. Well, I'll just go to Nix micro VMs on GitHub. So this is something I've been playing around recently, which is a very, very cool project. Essentially for NixOS, where you can run a small micro VM directly from within NixOS. So basically, as like a first-party micro VM paradigm. Can do it on a couple of these different hypervisors, which is really cool. QEMU, Cloud Hypervisor, Firecracker, KVM, bunch of those. But it sort of sets itself as a slightly more sandboxed container. Like, and NixOS also has its whole own thing for containers, which is really cool. But yeah, I'm just incepting that into the zeitgeist for something exciting that we might be doing or might not be doing.
Yeah, yeah. We might be doing. We're probably doing something with this.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, I actually I was kind of blown away when you mentioned this, when you sort of discover this, because like it definitely fits within what we're building in like
Yeah.
stealth startup. So for folks who are curious, I am now. How do I get my profile? I am in stealth startup mode.
Oh, nice.
Uh, I don't know why this isn't show on the top. It's probably because I moved myself to advisor at Continue.
Ah,
I don't know how to like.
you have to post. You have to like. It's weird.
Yeah, I gotta like announce it. Is that what I have to do? Let's see. Yeah, I'll figure this out offline.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I'm like doxing myself as well. Or maybe I'm not. I'm not sure. Like, look at my LinkedIn, please.
Well, at least not on
Um,
mine. Yeah.
I'm actually I'm not quite Nix pilled yet, but I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, that's my other that's my real goal with this, Brian, is just to Nix pill
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Pretty soon I'll be writing only on Linux, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we'll
There you
see how
go.
far I go.
It
Actually, I've
is.
always wanted to get a an old Lenovo laptop, or probably get a new one, but like just drop
Oh,
Linux on it, so
yeah,
that way I can just like because I don't need like on a desktop, like I'll probably never use it, but if I
yeah,
throw Linux in the laptop and like use it as my experimentation machine,
yeah.
um, I
I'm
wouldn't mind
on
that.
I'm on eBay right now looking for you. The ThinkPads, the like X1 carbons from, I mean, like at this point they're like 5 years old or something. Oh, so good. Like they're light. The battery lasts like forever. The screen is pretty
Oh,
durable. The keyboard is awesome on these. I think you can pick up a like used-ish one for like 200-300 bucks.
yeah.
Perfect candidate for. You can get like pretty specked out ones too. Like I'm looking at one that's a 10th gen that has a Core i7. That's kind of the main problem is like we're definitely spoiled with the M series MacBooks now,
Yeah.
or just the M series chips in general. Like ARM just is kind of ridiculous. So you would be going back to like an old Kaby Lake processor on one of these that old.
Yeah, but
But
I imagine I'm not doing like a bunch of like intensive work. I'm just more of like just running a bunch of Linux things and seeing how far I
yeah,
can take it.
the other also on my screen is oh gosh, I'm totally blanking. What's that laptop company? That
The
does Linux
laptop company.
laptops. That yeah, they do. I'm just gonna Google Linux laptop. I like just came up for air from like doing a bunch of code and agent sessions. So this is like just off the top of the dome. Wow, what is the name of this company? I can imagine it. I had one. Uh, they're a new company. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Well, somebody on our streams is going to tell me that we're dumb and that we should. And then, oh, the framework. Aha. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
framework.
Yeah. The framework, they have a newer one that I had at my last job. I'm on the site here now. And it was, I think it was the framework 13. Well, I'm just going to go to configure.
Oh,
Yeah, it was this AMD Ryzen AI 300 series chip, which is really good, and it's basically that same AI integrated chip that you can run. I mean, I think it has a bunch of like integrated memory on it, so you can run models pretty efficiently on it. Actually, it does
oh,
get a
wow.
little hot, so I think it bottlenecks on that, but it's really solid. It's a really solid piece of hardware if you're looking for like a AI beast, a laptop beast right now.
Oh, wow. That's I didn't realize you were running Linux at your last job.
Yeah, we had NixOS as kind of a co. I was basically dual Mac OS and then this guy, and this had NixOS on it, and we had some like NixOS machine deployments for the cloud product. Hence
Oh,
being Nix pilled.
yeah, very cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I remember this framework thing coming out like what a couple years ago or something like that.
right.
Um, but yeah, actually, I'm gonna look that up. I don't think I'm gonna buy a framework laptop, but I did want to share quickly. I
Yeah.
will share contributor info. So I this is a project I've been basically, and I guess I don't know if it's like worth like sharing my screen. It might break everything, but
Yeah. I could, if you share, I can move stuff around. All things are possible with computers.
cool. Yeah. So I'm sharing my screen to you,
Yep.
which I guess I should. Okay, cool. We're good.
Yep.
So I'm gonna pick on the continue repo. So this is actually just a it's not one-to-one creation of what we did at open source,
Hmm.
but it's pretty close. Which I started it with like vibe coding, essentially this. So I just wanted to like have a site where I could see contributor distribution, and I got it to work with just a GitHub auth. I could like capture the data and then like cache it, like in browser,
Hmm.
and then and that got overwhelming because then I started looking at like cloud native projects like XCD and like Argo, and it
Right.
got overwhelming. So then I brought in Supabase, and then I started caching, basically like hashing a bunch of the data, so I can like fetch like basically avatars. I can cache that, some like light data around the PRs. I can cache that as well,
Hmm.
but also keep like the thing like PRs open. I keep that fresh. and hit the API on. So I'm only hitting the API like once on that data. So like, I just learned a lot of stuff from like open source. We had like captured a bunch of repos. This is about maybe 150 or 180 repos. And it's all based on
Okay.
like people who sign up and ask for a repo. So if I was like
Oh, I
looking
did.
for
I did ask for tapes.
okay, tapes is live. So this is what you'll see if you don't opt in a repo.
Okay.
You hit the
This
track.
Nix packages will break this.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't want to click. I don't want to click that. I know that. But we do have tapes here.
Oh,
And what's cool
nice.
about this is so all these squares are. We didn't actually have this in open source, but all these squares are basically PRs from the 5 people you see. So likely a lot of these are me or you.
Right.
I think Glenn is now sort of showing up as well. He's like hiding. I should actually have the hover and move away thing, but
Oh, sure.
I'll fix that later. But basically, these are all basically PRs that we've done in the last 30 days. So you can kind of see like the progressive contribution map. But the thing I wanted to show you is the paper compute. Oh, I got my whole screen right.
No, I
Sorry,
just have
paper
the window.
compute. Actually, we've actually not announced paper compute publicly, but I went, I just blanked and I just went to the wrong site. But AI SDK is like an integration, so AI SDK from Vercel. I built a demo project where you can kind of chat with Vercel and get access to tapes data locally.
Right.
So what I've done is I've done the same thing, but I've embedded it inside of contributor info.
Oh.
So if you remember Star Search, I just there's no grab on the Star Search name, so I just named it that because why not just capture some information and love there. But if I ask a question that I sort of have pre-delivered, you can also ask like any question. It will tell you if it can do it or if it'll just give you recommended ones. So I just asked, give me an overview of this repo, and then I've like generated this card. This is all using my same design system within the app, but it will like take all this information and generate in a card. My next step is make this actually shareable. We can like download the image, which I do have. Essentially, I do have it pretty much here, where I could download the image. It's a little clunky, but
Wow.
you can't see it. But I just got an image in my downloads folder, or I guess
Oh.
you can see it. You can see you can't see me opening it, but basically, I'll just let you know that downloads folder has that image. But yeah, anyway, like I've got other questions I could ask, which is like list some issues I can work on. I think I have issues. I might only have PRs. Show me some PRs opened.
Is this using? I'm curious if
Oh,
this is
it's
using
broken.
tapes. Oh, bummer.
So tapes is hooked up, and I'm just gonna look at the error message real quick. Yeah,
Sure.
something I'll have to figure out later. Let me copy that for. Oh, you know, I have Sentry on here, so I probably have it in Sentry.
Okay.
Cool. So has tapes ready to go and it's wired. The only thing I'm missing, and this is me selling John on, or maybe we can get Glenn to do this next week. But basically, I need like a storage driver to point it to a cloud offering because I can't ship it directly on a hosted thing. Ship it to a SQLite like local instance, and I'm using Supabase, so I don't have a SQLite option. So likely, I just need to point it to Supabase. And because I already have Supabase connected and I have a URL, I probably would just like do it that way.
Yeah.
And just keep it simple. But basically, what I can do is like capture all my tapes data, and then start doing some stuff in app. Like in my, I have like an admin panel as well. If I close this, let me see, admin dashboard, and I could see like a bunch of like dashboards for me to like identify different experiences, like my post hog, I have like a local analytics, got like performance monitoring, which I think is broken now because I broke a lot of stuff, so everything's broken. But it used to work, promise me. But what I'm basically using ingest behind the scenes to like queue up jobs, and then basically send it to Supabase. I also have a third party thing called the GH data pipe that also I use as an API to offload heavy stuff. Like if I had to backfill Nix packages, it gets kicked off to my Fly box that has a whole data service that runs and captures that data and in a way that doesn't hit me in rate limiting. But yeah, the thing I was just mainly wanted to show is that I have now tapes connected and I'm like very much ready to go. to showcase how this can like integrate with the Vercel AI SDK.
Very nice. Yeah. One of the things we were looking at for, integrating tapes with something that would be a little more durable with SQLite is this, what is it called? Lightstream.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting project. I think partially supported by Fly.io, but it basically lets you shove your SQLite file, which is the whole database, just a file, which is kind of the whole magic of it,
Yeah.
into durable storage, into like block storage somewhere, like an R2 bucket or S3 or something. And it's an interesting space too, because like there's been a number of swings at this, even like Terso probably uses something similar, honestly, behind the
Yeah.
scenes for their like multiplayer SQLite platform thing. But I I love buckets. I think buckets are just one of the best dang technologies that we've come up with, because you can build so much with a bucket. You can even do a whole like putting something in a bucket triggers a thing that then does another thing to put another thing in a bucket, and then that triggers another thing. And it's really the bubblegum and duct tape of the entire internet. So
Yeah.
+1 for buckets.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. This is yeah, good times. I'll stop sharing my screen so this heads up that I'll break everything on your end. But yeah, that's the demo. I'm actually looking forward to getting that wired up and like taking it to the next level. I do want to spin up agents that could also do some background stuff for me. With like, I have a bunch of like Sentry errors that I have not addressed. So I opened up the error console and I was like, or the Chrome console, and I have a bunch of stuff that this shows up that it's like when it's a side project and no one's paying you for it, you have like no, I have like no interest in like actively fixing those things. But if someone who's watching wants to sign up and like tell me they'll pay me $5, I'll probably fix it.
There you go. That's business. Getting it done.
Cool. Yeah. I was funny enough, like I think I sort of ideated that stuff on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday morning I put together most of that. And then I cleaned up a lot of the last mile stuff this morning. So like having the recommended questions to push, that was all this morning. And then I felt like everything was working, and then I show a demo and I have an error message. So here I am.
Classic distributed system. It's great.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I don't know if anything else that you wanted to share or any other reads or demos, but yeah, we could also wrap up.
That's about all I had. Yeah, claw back a couple, no pun intended, claw back a couple more minutes.
Yeah, we're about to open claw minutes back, and I've got tacos waiting for me, so I'm gonna go have lunch.
There you go. We should definitely come up with a different tagline for streams. Like the podcast is remember, listeners, stay ready. It's got to be something like oh, I don't know. I'm so bad with catchphrases. I wish I was better.
Yeah, it's time to stay alive. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive it is. Welcome to Stealth.
welcome to Stealth. Yeah, so I'm gonna make that an announcement on LinkedIn later today, in preparation for us to announce publicly what we're working on. So, which I sort of preempted ourselves on stream.
It's okay.
Freudian.
If and when somebody shows up to the website, we'll be ready.
Yeah, it's got stuff there. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna end my stream, and we'll go from there. But yeah,
sounds good.
What a time to be on live.
What a time to be on live.